Hey y'all, Jen and Adam back from PepperHarrow Farm. We've been a little busy, but today we're going to give y'all a tour, a fall flower farm tour to show you what the farm looks like at the most beautiful time of year. My favorite time of year.
Fall.
Fall.
October 1st. Today is
October,
October 1st.
October 1st.
And Larry told us to make a video.
He did.
He did.
Larry, this is for you. Chubby, do you like Hayes Kelty Rose? Welcome to the raised bed garden. This has been a really special area for us all season long. We've spent a lot of nights dining outside at our dining table. And one of my favorite things this year that we added is this beautiful moonflower vine. Moonflower only will bloom at dusk and through the night. So this is like a remnant of one of the blooms from last night. It smelled absolutely incredible. But I'm ready for tonight. There's a few more that are getting ready to unfurl and to bloom. So we'll have to come back later in the evening. If y'all are interested in getting some moonflower vine, we'll have it online in our seed shop coming up, usually on or around February 1st. So that's the time to check back. Definitely score some moonflower vine this year. The other special thing in here that we have is this beautiful salvia. And the salvia, it's a perennial, and it's one that we will also have in our seed shop this year. What we really love about the salvia is that the bees adore it. They have been all over it all season long, and the hummingbirds too, but we're so late in the season, the hummingbirds have already left to go on their migration. Literally, the salvia is just humming with honeybees all over it. So if you are a lover of all things pollinator, this is definitely one of the plants to be able to get and score some seeds on. Now, just keep in mind, it won't bloom in year one. This is going to bloom in year two, but well worth the wait just to see how much the bees have been loving this and how beautiful the color is. You see how tall and bountiful it is too, which is absolutely incredible. Another thing I've really loved this year is having this amazing herb garden. And actually, you can see in the back there are some tomatoes trying to take over. That is Matt's Wild Cherry, a wonderful heirloom tomato that I like to use in floral designs. It's kind of taken over that bed, but this has been all herbs, all types of herbs. The basil's incredible. I have some dark burgundy basil back here, which is really great. There's some thyme somewhere in there and also some rosemary. These zinnias look a little crummy, but what I'm doing at this point is I'm letting these zinnias go to seed. So they look kind of crummy. I'm letting them go to seed. I am going to come in and gather all of these guys. This guy's getting close to being ready. I'm going to come gather all these guys and I'm going to collect seed from them this year. So this is one zinnia color. You can see it here. I'm going to come in and collect all this from seed. So plan on us having probably, I don't know, probably a 50-foot row of this color of zinnia next year because I'm coming in and collecting all of the specialty seeds from it. I specifically kept this one kind of quarantined off from any other color of zinnia so that it would keep its same coloring for me. So I'll have these for next year, true to color. This has been a little bit of a surprise. I transplanted some of my David Austin roses into the raised bed garden. And this is Strawberry Fields, I think is the name. And it has just taken off and gone crazy. So you can see how tall it is. Of course, it's a little raised up in the raised bed, but it is thriving. So we're going to report back and see what happens to this guy after it overwinters, but it's looking fantastic. So I'm really pleased with the way the roses responded. They were really struggling just being planted out in our production fields. So moving them into this kind of more maintained space where they get a little bit more attention has really helped them really grow and thrive. So they like less wild growing conditions apparently. So if you're growing David Austin roses, maybe try to move them into a little bit more protected area in a little bit more maintained area where it's not quite as wild.
I was lame for roses.
We'll see. Adam gets really frustrated. Our roses die to the ground every year. And you're not used to that. Adam grew up in Louisiana. The roses never died to the ground, so it's hard to get used to it. But one thing you do get used to is understanding that plants are really tough. You learn which plants are tough, which ones can make it, and which roses can make it. And these are some of the best. This is the annual field. It's looking a little tired. All the weeds are starting to move in. But we're okay with that. Why is that, hon?
Because the
Frost.
season's about to...
Frost is coming.
the end of the season is imminent.
Yeah, the end of the season's imminent, and it's time for a little break. So we're not weeding like we should, and that's okay. It's the end of the season, and it's time to let the gardens do their thing. This is an example of some of the flowers that we're coming in and collecting. This beautiful red gomphorina. Again, weedy, but it's totally fine. I'm just going to harvest everything out, and this is going to work for some beautiful winter wreaths. This season, we have had a ton of deer pressure, and what you're looking at here is pumpkin on a stick. It actually looks decent. It always kind of looks ratty like that. It's not about the leaves, it's about the fruits that are growing.
Yeah, the leaves get shredded by insects, but the fruits are what it's all about.
But guess what? There's hardly any fruits here because the deer have been coming up and eating them. And you might have seen in the background with that gomphorina, there's actually some mahogany splendor hibiscus down there, and the deer have been coming in and nibbling the tops. They also nibbled the tops off of this amaranth, but surprisingly, it's actually had some time to grow and looks pretty okay. But apparently they love pumpkin on a stick, so just be aware if this is something that you're growing that you have to watch out for the deer pressure. We'll show you another little patch of sunflowers actually where we were struggling with the same thing. Just so you know, you're not alone if you're struggling with deer pressure.
Here's my pumpkin wall did I make this? This is your idea.
It was my idea, but you make all the things.
Yeah,
you make my ideas come to life.
Put it up.
We did a fall crawl, and some people wanted to buy pumpkins out of the display. The most popular pumpkin was Musc de Provence.
Yeah.
People love it. It's such a unique, beautiful color. This is the one that was selling. Second runner-up is this weird guy here.
I like whatever the green, that pumpkin.
I think kind of like together they all look amazing. It's like I don't know, it just looks like a pastel pumpkin wall is what I've been calling it. Like it's aesthetic. It looks beautiful. Another thing that I like about this time of year are that the roses are in bloom. And I'm going to give you guys a close-up of some of my roses that are blooming right now. This is all of our 9-bark in bloom. And, well, it's not in bloom, but this is all of our 9-bark. And we have been cutting on this heavily. This beautiful burgundy color is really popular for fall.
My milkweed garden did really good this year. I'm gonna come collect all these seed pods. They've already started to explode, but there's tons that haven't opened yet. And I'm gonna take them to the back and start them in the pasture. Just try and overseed that area to get a stand started. Just wanna spread the milkweed for our butterflies.
This is our amazing PepperHarrow dahlia field. Is it a field or is it a patch?
Whatever you wanna call it.
It's a small little section of our farm. Adam roped it off for me so that we could protect it from people from being able to do U-cut. We need to isolate it off a little bit. We consider it a research garden. It's kind of off limits for cutting. We have been at this point trying to come through, document the shape, size, color, height of the plant, the stem sturdiness. We're like noting all of these details so that we can keep track for next year when we go to plant the tubers again, what we can expect and make sure it stays true to color. These are all dahlias that we started from seed that we collected from our field last year that we cross-pollinated and made. I started them from seed in early spring, and each dahlia that is in here It has bloomed a different shape, color, size, and each one that has bloomed has felt like Christmas morning. We're going to do a video for y'all to show you all the different colors and varieties that are in here, but we're not doing that today. We're just giving you a little taste and a sneak peek of what we have going on in here. There are some spectacular varieties that we cannot wait to share with y'all. I'm going to show you one of my favorites, and actually I have a ton of favorites, but this is one of them. This is one that reminds me of Bloomquist Tory Pea. It's totally different, but what I liked about this one, right now it has a lot of pink in it, a lot of dark pink, but it actually started out completely blush. And this time of year, this fall season, it has started to pick up and put in some like dark pink hues. Do you remember that, Adam? It was like perfectly blush and now it's like dark pink. So I kind of like that seasonal variation where it starts out blush and then it fades, starts to turn into a different color. These are some of the chameleon dahlias that start one way and finish out the season another. It really goes with the seasonal growing conditions. When it's hot out, apparently it's blush. When it's a little bit cool, it starts to turn this beautiful shade of dark pink, or like pick up some of the dark pink.
It pinks out.
You can still see it's pretty blush in there, but there's like a slight like tip in here where it's like starting to turn dark pink. It's extraordinary. And the shape, it's a perfect ball. It is so beautiful and so big. The zinnia field is starting to look a little tired. We have it left in place because all of the monarch butterflies are starting to come through and migrate to Mexico. And so this gives them a really nice place to stop over, get food, get their energy back, maybe spend the night, and then take back off again. And we have seen loads of monarchs in here. Not like previous years, actually, but we've still seen a bunch of monarchs come through on their journey. But what I like about this is it looks like a rainbow of color, and that's what we wanted. It is so eye-catching, and then the lavender fields in the background look spectacular. Here we are in the dahlia field, and these dahlias have cranked out blooms all season long. We have been supplying local florists, regional distributors, everybody, U-cuts, events for ourselves, floral design classes. Everything has come from this main production field. These dahlias have been just absolutely incredible this year, and they're not done yet. Even though it's October 1st, they are still continuing to bloom, even though Adam told me after the equinox they would start to die down. They have still been blooming off the hook, so I'm not ready for them to stop. I want them to keep cranking out the blooms, but I know their time is limited. Frost is coming, so what Adam and I are going to be coming in here and doing all week is flagging and making sure that we're ready for when frost hits, that we have everything labeled and we know exactly which row is which dahlia variety, so we don't mess anything up.
Because we got to dig all of this up.
No! I'm not ready. We're in the high tunnel, and this is where all of my specialty dahlias are. These are all new varieties that I have not grown ever, including KA's Kelty Rose. I have Bloomquist York that still is not blooming, but look how huge Bloomquist York is. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. It's already been like cut, and it's like going crazy, but I'm excited to see the bloom on Bloomquist York. Of course, I've seen pictures of it, but mine aren't blooming yet. I planted these way late. They probably got planted like mid-July, do you think?
Yeah,
It
way
was
super late.
It was late. I am going to do a little tour in here and show y'all some of my new varieties that I'm growing this year. I think you're going to be excited. We'll have some of these tubers available in the tuber shop coming up. Our tuber shop will open to the public on or around the 1st of January 2025. And I think there's going to be a lot of surprises in there available for a lot of people that you're going to love. We have a lot of great new varieties, and there's a lot to check out. Y'all love our specialty celosias. This is Rainbow Sherbet, and we have it set back specifically to start collecting some of this for seed. So we're hopefully, right, Adam, right
Yep.
before frost, that we can catch some of these and be able to have seed to be able to put online. But look how cool that looks. It's raspberry, it's orange.
It's
both.
totally ice cream.
It is.
This was a sunflower bed that I planted, and it was just, you know, garbage birdseed sunflowers. But I planted it just in hopes of maybe we get some blooms and have some sunflowers for the photographers. And I was curious of how hardcore the deer pressure would be. And you can see the deer, they were eating the outside when it was young, and you see the stalk start to grow because they just eat the tops. You can see it just ramps up as they've moved along, as the sunflowers have grown. Just this little bit right here is blooming. This is a great example of just showing deer pressure on a crop. It's tall.
It is tall.
It's almost as tall as you.
I know, seriously. I just threw this Mexican sage into the zinnias where the zinnias are growing. I was like, whatever, look how tall it is. Look how incredible it is. The butterflies have loved it, and the hummingbirds absolutely loved it. They usually like anything that they can get their little beaks into, stuff like this. And
No, their little tongue.
Their little, oh, is their little tongue. But it's so beautiful, and for you cuts, this has been so popular, a really pretty little pop of purple to be able to add into your bouquet. So yeah, definitely check it out. This is definitely a keeper plant for sure. I like how hardy it is. I like it that it blooms this time of year. Oh, it's so beautiful.
And the deer haven't eaten it.
Oh yeah, hey, positive. That's a positive.
Is this an annual or a perennial?
It's an annual.
Annual.
Yeah, but
Okay.
worth it. Look how gorgeous it is.
It really is pretty.
Yeah, this is our lavender that we told y'all it looked like a teenager trying to grow facial hair, but whoa, it has filled in and is starting to look awesome. It just needed a little time with good weather and good growing conditions to really show us what it had.
As well as our other lavender field over here.
It's so happy it's starting to bloom again.
This color just looks so pretty against the gorgeous October sky.
Adam came inside one night and he was like, what is that amazing dahlia that's blooming in row 1 and 2 on the back side of the field? I knew immediately what he was talking about. He was talking about 20th Avenue Old Major, which are these two gorgeous rows that are in bloom. The only bad thing with Adam is that you actually thought this was pink.
It's pink.
And it's, well, actually, you know what? This time of year it does look a little pink, but...
Oh, you can't backpedal now. You
no,
said it was like
it's
lavender.
a lavender dahlia.
No.
Yes, it is.
No. This is pink.
Is anybody else growing 20th Avenue Old Major? Here,
I mean,
use this good
is
one.
that pink?
Use this good one.
But is the pink you see the pink I see?
I think you have a liberal use of color. How about that? Or a liberal definition of color.
That's also pink. That's pink. I'm sorry.
It doesn't pass as pink. It's more lavendery. Well, in the spring, it was actually way more lavender. Now it is starting to turn a little bit more pink, but...
Well, what are y'all thinking? I know you're going to say pink, so. Pink or lavender?
But it has been gorgeous, and the bloom size on these blooms is huge. So whenever anybody does U-cut, this is where they're coming, and they're cutting 20th Avenue Old Major. They're like, what is this one? They like it because it's bigger than a typical ball dahlia. It has a bigger bloom size, and it is just captivating. And y'all can see from how much it's blooming, it is incredibly prolific, which that's the kind of dahlia I want, the ones that are just blooming their little heads off. That's this dahlia. So if you need to get 20th Avenue Old Major if you're looking for something that's really going to crank out the blooms. It is perfect. Good job.
You said liberal use of color. I like that. I am very liberal with my use of color.
You are, because you're an artist. I'm very specific. We hope you enjoyed the little tour of the farm just to see what's going on in the fall. We hope that you guys are glad that we're back and ready for action again. We were busy in a good way.
Yeah,
And
of
more,
course.
You have to say, and more to come.
Yeah,
More to come.
If y'all enjoyed today's video, please leave a comment, lavender or pink.
Team Lavender.
hit that subscribe button. Do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. That always helps us out. And give us a like while you're at it.
Thank you especially goes out to our patrons. Your support means the world to us, and we hope that you've appreciated some of the updates and the early access that you've been given for wreaths and for our upcoming dahlia tuber sales and upcoming seed sales too. Thank you all for joining today, and happy growing.